How we doing on this Monday afternoon? Well, early this morning, me and Puckett and his cousin, little cousin, went out in the woods, and we were looking for morel mushrooms, and everything was looking kind of bleak. We found a few, but they were too small. Give me a second. I've been having the hiccups really bad here the past 2 days. I don't know why. But like I said, we went out in the woods. We found a few, but even though they're really small, we're gonna let it kind of do its thing this week, and probably hit the woods again probably sometime this weekend, just to see if anything pops up. You know, we didn't find any dig marks like we've seen before between the squirrels and the deer, stuff like that. But yeah, it's really odd because everybody else around us, like in different parts of the county and counties around us, and you know, down in Tennessee, man, they're getting like these huge treasure troves of morels. And where we have gone so many times in the past, you know, we've gotten a 5-gallon bucket or so about each year, and this year, I mean, you know, we didn't find nothing, as you're gonna see in some of this video. Well, actually, for whatever reason, my camera it ran its course, and then I don't know why it does this. I've changed it so many times to fix it, and I guess after so many minutes, it stops the video and starts again on a second one. And I've tried changing it to where instead of breaking it up in like 2-part videos, it's like just like one long one, and it won't do it. So this is kind of like a follow-up before you see the other things that is going to be posted this evening. Now, afterwards we left, and we went in town. He got something to eat, and came back home, and we were sitting around here. His little one wanted to see my goats I have, so he went back there, and he fell in love with them, and he saw the chickens, and he was over there kind of meanly. He said, you know, if you Puckett told him, he goes, you stick your hand inside there, they'll kiss your finger. And he was kind of hoping they'd peck and bite him on the finger, but they didn't do it. Either they just kind of ran away, or they just kind of sat there. But he was petting on one of the chickens, and he loved it. He thought it was the greatest thing next to sliced bread. So then after they left, the vehicle that we had borrowed from my in-laws, something took place on it to where if you were driving it, it would actually just shut itself off. And without having it put on a tester, you know, there's like 9 different things that it could be. So they came and got a rollback over here and picked up the thing, took it to one of the mechanic shops that they take their vehicles to, which is up the road from us. And I went back to the house with them, and I picked up the pickup truck. And of course, it was full of branches and log pieces where my wife's grandmother had some storm damage. And of course, I went over there this past weekend, helped with chainsaw, cut stuff up, and load it in the truck and everything else. But it was full of that debris, so I came home, dropped everything in the yard, and you know, it just means it gives me more wood to mess with, so I can have a bigger stack of firewood. Allergies are kicking my ass. I got all kinds of drainage on top of having hiccups all the time. The hiccup things, I used to get them every so often, but yesterday I had them for about 3.5 hours, and I've had them off and on today for a little bit here and there, and I don't know what the hell is going on. But it is what it is. You just gotta roll with it, like I said before. Now the good thing about having the truck is versus having the Explorer is having that great big ass bed in the back, so I can go to Rural King and grab a few extra bags of dirt, throw them back there, and it'd be easier to maneuver and haul and everything else. And for time being, as long as I have the truck, I'm going to put it to use to my benefit. And nothing crazy. I'm still waiting on to find out what Wells Tech has to say about the car. They took off Friday for I think it's Good Friday or something like that. For whatever reason, they were closed for a religious holiday, which in a way I was kind of bummed about it. I wouldn't say bummed. I was kind of chapped ass about it somewhat, because they kept wanting me to get in there before this Friday so they can start working on it. But I'm glad that there's an actual business that puts religion over money. And so, even though I was kind of butthurt for like 30 seconds, it went away because I was more happy to see a business put religion before money. Unlike so many other places that, operate during Sunday when places should be closed. And that's like even one of the jokes I used to make all the time at the farmer's market, because our farmer's market was always on a Sunday. And I told people a lot of times, I'm just thankful my grandmother has passed when she did, and she doesn't know that I'm set up at the farmer's market on Sunday, because she'd have my ass more ways than one. Because she was a die-hard, Bible-thumping, hard believer that you do not work on Sunday whatsoever. She wouldn't even cook dinner on Sunday. She wouldn't heat nothing up. She wouldn't wash no dishes. It was a day you sat and did nothing. And that's how she was raised, and that's what she believed, and that's what she drilled into my head. But sometimes you just got to put certain things to the side, even when you know they're wrong, and do it anyway. And it is what it is. But man, that sun's coming out nice and bright now. It's nice and overcast. But the good news of it is, of all this stuff that's going bad, is this week, like between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's supposed to be kind of temperature-wise, a little bit of possible chances of rain. But I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so on, it's supposed to be like up in the 80s, which I've always said we've gone from spring to summer, like winter, teeny bit of spring, summer, just like in the winter, the fall, because you go from summer to like 2.5 weeks of fall and then go straight to winter. And that's what it's like around here. But on the positive note, this week being in 80 degrees-ish in that ballpark, everything that's kind of like, right now, even though it's probably about 50, 55 out here, it's not super cold, but it's not super warm either. And I have arthritis in my hands, so when it gets cold, the joints in my fingers, they all lock up and they're hard to bend, and it hurts and it's sore. And if you've ever had arthritis, you already know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, I don't wish it upon nobody, but you're going to get it eventually. And you're going to find out what it feels like, and it sucks like hell. But we're going to get everything done. Like I told my kids, you're all on spring break about a week and a half ago, and it rained all week, and it was horrible weather. We couldn't get out here and do anything because the weather wouldn't cooperate with us. So since this week, part of this week and weekends can be really nice, we're going to take advantage of it, and we're going to get all this stuff knocked out, taken care of, been done with, and everything's going to be great. Between now and Wednesday, I'm taking the tire off the back of the mower so I can get it to the shop to get the whatever fixed on it. And that way my happy ass can go around the yard, cut the yard real good and make it somewhat presentable. And then on top of it, I can get the ball rolling with a few other things that I have planned on, since I have a truck now. As well as this Friday on Amazon, I'm going to order a pump for the pool. So that way we can have a place to relax this summer other than having a giant frog pond. Which the frogs are going to be kind of pissed off and everything. But, you know, I'd rather have a place I can unwind and relax a little bit in the hot summer months than having 10,000 tadpoles in my pool. Yes, I'm drinking a Pepsi. Yes, it's bad for me, but it keeps the hiccups away, so I'm not complaining. My apple tree over there, man, tons of white flowers. Tons of white flowers for blooms. Now, whether or not all those white flowers turn into apples, we'll have to wait and see. I doubt they will. I mean, some might. But what I'm going to have to do is, like my peach tree over here, I'm going to have to go through and kind of needle pick some of the things off there. Just so I know I'll have a balanced amount of apples. Because one of the things that I make with my apples a lot, well actually for a long time I used to dehydrate my apples and do it that way. But here recently I've been making tons of apple butter. And a lot of my dad loves my apple butter. A buddy of mine loves my apple butter. There's a few other people around the area that really enjoy it. So as much apple butter as I can make, the better off I am, the better off they are. And plus I do sell a good amount of it at the market and, you know, things of that nature as well. I don't want to spend a lot of time out here talking because I hate to use where I got it cooking, but it's not. It's on a low temperature right now. It's basically just warming up. But I'm in the process of fixing jelly on the stove. Basically, I'm just warming it up to where it gets kind of warm. It's like on like a number 3 setting, so it'll get a little steamy, a little bubbly, but it's not going to do anything major. So, and that's why I did that, so that way I can come out here and basically tell you that I have 2 videos that's going to be posted besides this one. And because my camera decided to cut off the main video and start a secondary, so there'll be 3 videos this evening on YouTube. And I hope you enjoy it. And you know, there's certain things on there that I know, and there's things on there I don't know or don't remember. And there's that one yellow flower I'm definitely going to have to look up because I've seen it. I know what it is. I just don't remember what it is. And it's still baffling the crap out of me. So, and there's other things on there too. You know, if there'll be some things you see and stuff like that. And, some things y'all going to know what it is that y'all might call it something different. And it's okay. But I am tickled pink to see all that yellow root out there. Oh, I was so tickled pink. But this is kind of like a follow-up of what's to come. And, well, I guess y'all have a great what's left of Monday. And have a great week. I'll see you before Friday. So, with that being said and done, adios amigos, and I'll catch you on the flip-flop.